Welcome all to Walking the Weird. My name is Tyler, and is with me as always.
Sean, guys, how's it going?
And today we're actually going to do a kind of quick episode. We're probably going to revisit this later with a more
In depth.
story. And we want to talk about like third man syndrome. So what that entails is usually it's when people get into like a really bad situation. They're not always by themselves, but it can happen where they're by themselves. And they swear that either they hear a voice in their head or they feel a presence, and it like either guides them out or it talks them through the situation. And there is no one there. They've never had a history of like any kind of, mental issues or anything. Like, and these are the ones I can think of are like explorers, like people. I think the guy that got stuck with a rock with his arm and he had to cut his arm off.
Yeah.
The 127 hours.
Yeah.
I think that dude had the same thing. I think so.
In his story, he didn't talk about anybody being there or talk about like hearing a voice in his head.
Mm-hmm.
He was just kind of in a desperate situation. It doesn't. I don't think that's a good one to fit. But I know that there's stories out there of what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Like there's certain firefighters that are like, oh, go through this wall. Like, they'll hear go through this wall. And like the whole building collapses, and they're like, "Yeah, I just heard in my head to go through this wall."
And then when they say, everyone's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Or they'll have like people that that person would never know. Like with the example you gave with the firefighter,
Yeah.
where they're like, "That dude's been retired for like 30 years." Like,
Right. How did you see this
no
guy? This
way
guy
you
died.
know
Like,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
there's no way you saw him. Like he's been dead for quite some time. Type shit.
yeah. And what do you think that is? Do you think it's a real phenomena, or is it just kind of in your head? Like,
I feel like it could be both. I feel like there might be certain things where like in certain stressful situations, your instinct takes over and people mistake the instinct for like something like
outside, like,
Yeah.
like it's almost like you're disassociating.
yeah, in a way. Like I don't know if you guys do this, but a lot of times for me, and I know a lot of people do this, they have like a mind palace type thing where they go through information. Like the information that you have in the back of your head, they'll go through it, especially in a time of panic. Like for me, it's like that. It's like going through files and all of a sudden, got it. And it's like the word jumps out of my head and it's like a memory that comes with it.
And maybe it's like a subconscious thing. Like you can hear it more. You're not used to hearing it. And all of a sudden, it's always back there.
Right,
And all of a sudden,
it's
it's
always
like,
been there.
hey, moron, like go through the. It's right there.
Stupid.
Like,
the door's right
yeah,
there. It's like, oh, duh.
Yeah,
Like, what
but
an
you're
idiot.
not seeing it. It's like, no, you're fine. Everything's fine.
Right.
Just do the thing. Like, oh, I'm lost in the Arctic. No, you're not. It's over the hill. You just never went over the hill because you think you don't have to. It's right there.
And
like,
in
it's
a
always
lot
been
of-
right there.
And in a lot of those stressful situations where they're like adventures or whatever, like it's what I think is like their brain that is so detached from reality, showing glimmers of hope to try to survive and sending reality like signals. That's why like I've heard a few of them where they're like lost in the forest and then they'll be like, oh, I followed this kid out. And like this kid came up to me and was like, "Hey, this way," and like I followed him out and I found the highway and then I couldn't find the kid again. Like I don't know if,
But they're in
you
like
know what I'm
normal
saying?
clothes. But when they're
Right.
in like they're in the snow, there's this kid would not be walking around
in
out
this
here.
normal clothes.
Yeah.
See, for me, that would be like someone disassociating with reality, like they're really cold, like they're hypothermic, they haven't eaten or whatever, and then their reality deprived brain is trying to communicate through you through the hallucinations. It's like, oh, we're gonna show a boy and they're gonna help him out with the information that we have.
This is
which
one of
could be.
Yeah, this is one of those things I actually disagree with you. I hope it's a phenomena. Is that I think that's cool. Like
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Like all of a sudden someone just appears and is like, "Hey,
It's like the
you're,
sort of
you're actually
Gryffindor.
fine." Yeah. Like just, what?
I was like, it's like the sword of Gryffindor. Oh, you don't like Harry Potter, huh?
No.
Harry Potter's great. You need to watch Harry Potter.
No.
It's great.
No, I'm not.
It's good. But
All
no,
right, I'll watch Harry Potter, you watch Game of Thrones.
never mind.
See?
You don't have to watch Harry Potter.
No, but like I that'd be a cool phenomena like that just happens to you, and it's not everyone. It
Right.
seems like it has to be under certain circumstances,
Right.
Where it's like, hey, you're fucked if this doesn't show up.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Like you get there's a lot of these stories that happen with like soldiers too, where they're like out in action and all of a sudden they'll hear like, or they say they hear a duck in their head, and then they duck down and like a bullet comes out, and
Or
they
like they'll be like, hey, turn left, and then they go right,
Right.
and then all of a sudden a freaking rocket like
right, exactly,
blows through the entire room,
and they'll
you're like,
swear to everything They'll
that
swear
someone is talking to them,
Right.
but it wasn't their subconscious. It's not the voice they had in their head. It's literally like someone there is like move like
Right.
yeah.
Believe it or not, this was a huge trend, something like that. It was a huge trend that actually it affected certain political figures who were coming from World War II, along with Hitler, unfortunately, but like Churchill. What is it? There's a bunch of other like political figures that experienced something like that, where they were like, we're in the heat of battle, and it was like the worst thing ever, and then something tells me, hey, pick up your lunch, go over here instead, or hey, go back to command and look at this real quick, whatever. He goes, and it's like an unescapable shaking like urge, like you have to go do it. And then all of a sudden, like their brigade got bombed or whatever. Like,
And they're the only one that made it out for
Right.
some reason. Yeah.
yeah, he's like they're like the only ones that made it out, or like they're the only ones that escaped. Like one of the ones that I heard was the real guy from Hacksaw Ridge, that he kept hearing calls for help even though they weren't there. But it was people
And
who were
there's
already,
no way he could have heard them.
Right.
Because they're in the middle. It wasn't. Wasn't the Battle of the Bulge?
I want to say it was.
It's
the Battle of the
literally
Bulge,
there's
yeah.
no way he heard
could've
them
heard
over
them.
the artillery fires. But they're like, even they watch the movie, they talk about they're like, yeah, there's some crazy guys just running up this hill, like all these people. We don't know what the hell's going on. How
and every
they
time
even
he
find
brought
them.
someone,
yeah.
and every time he brought someone who was like alive or like on the brink of death, and he claims it all the time that it was like God speaking to him. But like it's one of those things where he said he clearly out loud over everything heard, "Help! I'm over here." And he would run towards them, and sure enough, there's a guy like barely clinging on, and he would wrap him up and then take him down, and then sure enough, he'd get back over the hill, and then he'd hear, "Help! I'm over here again." And then,
There's another guy.
yeah,
The movie Sergeant York is based off of. I think that's
Oh.
Alvin York.
Yeah.
He literally was, when it was in World War One, he was completely convinced that he was sent there by God to fight like evil. And so he was one of those guys that would just go over the freaking trench and it'd be fine. Everyone's like, how?
Yeah.
How? Like he captured like almost like 200
Yeah.
like Germans. And, like they said they were firing at him, and literally you can see the bullet holes around like where he was. And it's like, how does this happen? But he's like, no, God told me I stand here and do this,
and I'll
then,
be fine.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
been a lot of people who've done that. Like a lot of like, I know that, and this is kind of weird. Like there's been a lot of like instances where like innocent people or like farmers and stuff had to held back like drug cartels from like Mexico or whatever. And they said that they're the same thing. Like it'll be like a few people and they'll take down pretty much everybody. And there's like bullet holes where you're like, oh, they should have died. And it's like, no, God told me if I stand right here,
I'll
he'll
be
protect
fine.
me. Yeah, they'll protect me.
and it almost does like the movie thing where it like goes around like
Yeah.
It's like no way, like like
There's no way you did that. And it's like, no, yeah, I did. Like, he
or
told
like
me
the
if I stand here.
blast and you're the one part of the room and it's all gone except for right there.
Except
it's
for
like
there.
there's no way you would have to have like saw it happen before you were there to be in the exact perfect place.
Right.
Like, and they come out like fine. They're not
Right.
injured. They're just like, yeah, I'm fine.
Like there's a lot of people that have stories like that. Like if you kind of dig a little bit, there's a lot of people who had stories like that from 9/11, like minutes before the towers were hit, that they were like, I gotta get out of here. Like I gotta leave today.
I've
Like
heard-
I gotta leave right now.
I've heard stories of people like that are never late to work. They suddenly woke up late that day.
Right. Their alarms
Like,
didn't go off.
Yeah,
Dude.
And they are like clockwork. They're always there, and they happen to just.
The one that got me was the two celebrity ones that came out and said, he goes, I don't know why and it was like, and it's not a technically third man syndrome, but I guess it kind of could be, where Michael Jackson woke up late and he's never
But it's almost
late.
like it was like it couldn't tell them, so it was like, well, they're sleeping. All right, I'll just,
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because he swore up and down in interviews. He goes, I pressed the alarm button to turn it on, and when I woke up, the alarm was off.
Like it was
It was off. And Seth MacFarlane said the same thing. He goes, I think his story was he got into a cab, and right as they were about to go to where he needed to go to for the airport to get on that plane, there was a sudden traffic jam. Like it was the most backed up traffic jam that he's ever seen in that area.
it's
in a place that's normally clear.
There's so many stories like that where it's like I think my uncle, well, he's not my uncle, he's like my grandma's brother.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to go down there for a reason that day,
Yeah.
and he literally couldn't get a cab. It was before, like he was like, oh, I'll just go tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just
like,
go later.
because he's an older guy. He has one leg,
Right.
and so he's like, well, it's already a pain to go down there. He's like, no, I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
whatever.
why am I waiting? I'll just do this later.
And,
Yeah.
and literally, it was I guess it was that day.
Yeah.
It's like it's just weird how that happens. Like
Right.
people find like coincidence, but when it's like you've only ever been late one day
Right.
in 10 years, and it was that day.
Yeah.
Like that, it becomes a little bit more than a coincidence.
Well, I mean, even the first time, or not the first time, the first responders and even the rescuers of 9/11 and other tragedies, they've said where they physically see a person, and then they pull them out, and all of a sudden, hey, bro, they've been dead for like 15 hours. How did you see this person?
But
like,
they were like standing,
right?
Yeah,
Or they were like waving, and they were like, hey, bro, like over here, making taps or whatever
Yeah.
to show them that hey, they're there.
like. I heard about they're like, no, they've been gone
Yeah.
when it fell. There's no tapping.
Right.
There's no way they would be down here. There's no movement.
But they found like 13 people who were dead there, or who were like either dead or on the brink of death, and they found them because they were going to be buried under everything. And the firefighter was like, I heard tapping, like there was tapping.
And there's like, no,
tapping.
they've been unconscious
For
or
the whole
dead.
time. Yeah.
They never. Yeah,
They never found that.
there's tons of weird stuff like that, like
Right.
from like rescuers and stuff. They're like, oh, how'd you find this little girl? I don't know. I just happened to walk over here. Well, why? Or we've done cases where they're like, oh yeah, it's sad because they're already passed on, but where they go out and look for like they're a murder victim or something. They go look for them, and then they happen to double back. The one of them happens to double back
And
to
there they
places
are.
they've literally searched like numerous
Yeah.
times, and they're like, yeah, no, I found him right there. Like, well, why'd you go back? I don't know.
Someone told me to
Like,
go back.
yeah.
You always get that. I got that gut feeling, or something told me to come back. Those are the feelings that I think, like, if it's a real phenomena, that's great that there's like things
Something
out
there, yeah. It's weird. It's like
It's a good thing that there's something like on our side trying to like protect us at the same time.
it's like trying to correct for errors. Like so
Right.
many things happen. It's like, well, no, you're supposed to be here. Go be here. Like,
I've heard theories that it was like the whole interstellar thing.
oh, like it's someone else like correcting things.
Not just correcting things, but they went back in time and they can only observe it and do minor little actions to try to like interfere. There's people that do that. I know it gets a little
Because
like, wonky.
that gets into whole other stuff, but yeah.
Hang on. However, the best example of fucking time travel is Franz Ferdinand. Best example of time travel. I don't care what anybody says. We're gonna go over that case at least
Yeah,
once because
we have to. Yeah,
that is the best example and evidence of time travel I've ever seen. Like,
or no. I would say the assassinations, like the attempted assassinations of Hitler. The fact that he survived, like something.
that is part
That's-
of that. That
yeah,
jumps
that's-
into both of it.
that's
That's the same thing.
Something else.
Yeah.
Like that was one of those like no. You don't understand. This dude is horrible, but he's the main character.
But he,
Like,
yeah.
So you can't.
What happens?
Like,
What happens if he's not here is way worse. Because
Yeah.
that's the only way I can explain it. Someone went back and corrected, saw what happened, and said, "This is
no,
way worse."
like
than
no,
before.
you
Go
don't
back."
want the next guy up.
Yeah,
No,
like this is way worse. But there's cases like that. There's cases like what is it? Fuck, I'm trying to think of one immediately off the top of my head.
Isn't there something with Pearl Harbor where like some people were like, hey, I had this really weird dream about planes going over the boats, and they're like, yeah, it always goes. They're like, no, not our planes. They're like, no, that's not gonna happen. We have
Yeah,
the Navy,
yeah,
we're fine."
yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah, there's
and
a
then
lot
it
of
happens like the next day, and they're like, I told you.
Yeah,
like
like, this is what's
like
gonna
they were
happen.
trying to warn like people, like, oh, you're just crazy. And they're like, no, like
There's actually a famous missing persons case. Well, it's not a missing persons case, but it's well, I guess it kind of was. But it was like a car accident that happened with a young woman and her son.
Mm-hmm.
And they went off a ravine, and the son, when he was in the ravine, I guess it jammed the seatbelt and he was stuck. So he got stuck in the car, but the mom is dead. So the mom died next to the kid, and apparently the kid was there for 3 days. And some person was driving in the middle of the night and sees the mom like on the side of the road.
Oh, like wait, like
Not waving, but she's like if she just came out of like the wreckage, like they see her coming out and they're like, whoa, wait a minute, and they like push the brakes, they go back, and there's no person there, so they think that the person fell back in, so they go down. There's like a group of people, it's like 2 or 3 people, and they find the kid, and they found
the
the
mom
kid.
has been dead the whole time.
Bro, she had been dead for 3 days. No one had found any evidence. There was no like side rail that they're like, hey, a car came off there, like for sure. It was all blank.
It's just like a ditch. Like
Yeah,
you
it was like
never-
a straight fall. And the dude swears it. Still to this day, he goes, me and my group of friends, we saw that girl. And all their stories are the same.
Yeah.
She was wearing this, she was wearing that, she was wearing this. And we saw her coming out.
That's why we stopped. We didn't
Yeah,
just
that's why we
stop.
stopped. Yeah.
I've heard stories like that where it's like there's no, because they'll say like like you said, what the person's wearing, all that stuff. They're like, you couldn't know that.
That there's no
unless
way
you
you knew
saw
that.
her. You can't. You like how, or because it's been with like serial killer cases too.
Yeah.
They're like, how did you know she was wearing that? That's not.
Yeah.
It's never been in the newspaper.
Unless you
There's
were
no
involved. Yeah.
way you knew that.
And that's what they were saying. Like a lot of the therapists that were attending these group of people, they were like, maybe you saw the mom when you went down and saw the kid, and your memories just fill it. And they're like, no, we never even opened the door. The kid came out, like, you know,
Yeah.
or this happened, like we didn't even go inside the car to see her. We didn't even know she was there. And then all of a sudden, like, because for that particular case, I guess there was like a tree in between the kid and the mom. So the kid was trapped, and they went inside to unhook him, but they didn't see the mom. So there was no way that they would have known the dress, the apparel, or anything. They're like, yeah, she was blonde. She had like a purple shirt. She had like khaki pants and like black shoes. And they're like, there's no way you knew that.
That's
dude.
like the case we did before. I've seen other ones where they've seen like a shadow figure, almost like a really gaunt like woman, like standing there, and they're like, whoa, everyone freaks out. Well, a couple of people went and investigated. Sure enough, her body's like right there.
Yeah.
And they're like,
yeah.
oh, you saw her, and like it's just bones. Like, no, she's been gone for a long time. There's
For
no way
quite
you
some time.
saw her
Right.
yesterday. She's long dead. She was trying to tell you where she was. Like, she
Right.
didn't know what to do.
Like that, like stuff like that, which makes me think like, is it ghosts? Is it like a religious
Who
thing?
knows?
Is it like
Who
maybe
knows?
angels or? And I'm not a big believer in all that stuff, but
It's interesting that it's one of those scenarios that every person not every person, every culture has across the planet, and even back in the day before we all talked to each other, every single one, even ones that are not like don't have like angels in their pantheon of beliefs, like
Right.
they don't have these things or guardians or whatever. They don't have them. It's separate, and they still have this thing.
right.
Like it's interesting.
There's people who even in even in old ancient battles, like you hear like stories about Caesar, who says that he saw one soldier that didn't fit right that caused him his victory, and it's like, was it the soldier or was it because it was someone messaging you telling you, hey bro, this
Not
is where we
this
need
time.
to go.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like we can't do this anymore or whatever. Like there's a bunch of stuff like that, but it's really interesting to get into like.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up. 'Cause
Right.
I can't remember if we talked about this, but I know we didn't talk about it more in depth.
Right.
I think we like said about like, oh, we got to do that,
And then I feel like this is a good intro to the next, I guess, like maybe
after, yeah,
like
we can
after,
get the weird stories. Yeah.
right? You do the weird stories where we talk about this type of stuff because this is interesting. The Black Eyed Kids, I was actually quite surprised with how good those stories were because again, I had heard it here and there, but I didn't really know as much in depth. Now that I know more in depth, it's like I can't help but looking at some of those cases. So now I'm probably gonna do like third person.
Oh, dude, the third man, like
man syndrome.
look into some of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I think it'd be dope to do it. Oh, I want to talk to you before we go ahead and end it because I know we're gonna have to end it here soon. One of the things I would love to do is have a countdown of the favorite cases that we've gone over.
Okay.
I think that'd be dope.
I think we should do some more cases before then.
Yeah, because BTK has taken like seriously like 7 episodes.
I told
Anyway.
you it would.
What? I didn't know that I was gonna pick the most
Every time.
successful
Every
serial killer
time.
for quite some time.
No. Don't be saying that. Don't be saying that about our McDonald's manager over here.
McDonald's manager.
You know what?
I
I'm
am
sorry,
Kemper, bro.
McDonald's. You know, you're a classy place. You're not a BTK place.
But anyway,
BTK is like a Waffle House.
Waffle House.
No, that's bad for Waffle House too.
Yeah, Waffle House is durable as fuck.
Yeah.
If the United States depends on Waffle House to tell you how bad a tragedy is, you need to put some respect on their
Dude,
name.
seriously, they should, instead of building like a wall or whatever, they should put Waffle Houses. Like,
In all the major cities,
you would
like,
never have to worry about it overnight. Like, no one's going in there.
no one's gonna go in there.
They're gonna die.
No one. That's so funny.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end it. I've been Tyler,
I'm still Sean.
and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.